my name is Mike Seltzer. I'm the head strength and conditioning coach at Bates College. I'm here with Figure It Out Baseball, and this is video number 2 in our Change of Direction series. So in video 1, we talked about the basic positioning. So we're not going to go back over that. We're going to get right into how do we train this, how do we build these qualities so that you can take it to the field, okay? So now I'm in my change of direction stance. From here, number one, I need to be comfortable in this position. If this is not the position that you're typically in, you need to get comfortable here. So now I want you to do some set holds here. So I want you to hold the position 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30, a full minute. And I want you to be able to rep that out a few times. You're going to build the strength of your body to maintain this position, okay? You're also going to feel that you're really strong. It's really hard for somebody to push you off your center of gravity, off your center of mass, which means you're going to be really good at changing your direction. You're going to be able to react to where the ball is moving, the flight of the ball, or the ball off the ground when it comes off the bat, way quicker, okay? So I'm here. After that, you want to get comfortable at moving, starting just left or right. Just think about going right or left. Think about maybe a defensive slide maneuver in basketball. You just want to get here. I'm comfortable. I'm going to pick up my left foot, so I'm going to move to my left. I'm going to drive force through my right, and I'm just going to take that big, long step, set, move. And what you can see, if you film yourself doing this or do it in a mirror, is there's no wasted motion, so I don't have to lean to my right to generate some momentum to come back. I'm here, I can just push. I'm here, I can just push, okay? And that's the first thing that you want to get used to. Once you get used to doing one slide, maybe you take a couple slides, okay? Then you can start to incorporate a cutting maneuver change. So now let's say I use this little pad as my mock cone. I want to come to this cone or this pad, and I'm going to plant one at an angle, then I'm going to drive this foot in, and I'm here. Now I've taken this position and I've made it into this, I'm here, right? I've made it into my preloaded change of direction position that we talked about in the previous video. Now I can turn and go, okay? So I call this a wedge step with our athletes. The way that we'll drill it is we'll start here, wide into my position, bring my foot underneath me, wedge it in. Bring my foot, wedge it out. Bring my foot, wedge it out. And then I take a step, one, wedge, and I can push off. You're teaching your body to find the right position to be able to change direction efficiently and effectively. Now you've done that, we're going to grab another mock cone. Now you're ready to train dynamically. Now we have to think about what happens in sports. Regardless of the sport, sports are reactive in nature. You have to react to what the pitcher's doing. You have to react to the flight of the ball. You have to react to the bounce of the ball. You have to react to what your coaches are telling you, what your teammates are telling you, all of that. So sports and reaction, there's 2 types of reaction you have to be good at understanding and then executing. Visual, okay? So you have to see what's happening and react to it, which is common, the flight of the ball. You also have to react to auditory or verbal cues. So you have to hear what people are telling you, you have to react to it, okay? The better you are at those 2 criteria or those 2 signals, the better or quicker you're going to react to the situation. That's what a lot of coaches call anticipation. It's the athlete's ability to see it and make a plan of action and move, or the athlete's ability to hear it, make a plan of action and move. So there's a few drills that we can go over, and maybe I'll take a separate video series on these to go more in depth on them, but just super quick, the first one that you can do is with a training partner. So I want you to visualize I had a buddy here, he is facing me, okay? So we'd be directly in front of each other, facing off. We're into our preloaded change of direction position. And now let's say I lead, and I'm just going to start sliding from one to the next cone any way that I want. I don't have to go all the way back and forth. I can get here, come back, automatically change to the other cone. My partner's job is to keep up with me. So we want to pretend that there's a line connecting us from sternum to sternum, and his job is to stay connected with me. That's a visual representation of a reaction. Okay, they do this drill at the NFL Combine in their 5-10-5. So now I just move, maybe I'm chasing my partner, and that's causing me to react. Okay, I won't show you this, I'll just say it. Maybe I'll film it later like I talked about. Then you add a cone in front, you add a cone behind, you add any number of cones you want, and then it becomes a better or more progressed reaction drill. Okay? The second thing is that, so you have visual, you can also in that, instead of me just seeing, if my partner, if we're not going to do the mirror drill, my partner can just point left or right. He points to my right, I move to my right. He points to my left, I move to my left. Get back to center, to my right. Wherever he's telling me to go, that's where I go. Okay? Visual. Now we need to build in the auditory. Okay, we need to hear it. So now he's done this for a few seconds to me, and all of a sudden he says right. I need to move to my right. Okay? Without a doubt, when I put this into place with my collegiate athletes, in the beginning, 100% of the time, if I start athletes with the pointing drill, once I say, okay, add in right or left verbiage, the athlete will pause almost 100% of the time. So now I've been moving, and I've been looking at fingers pointing, or I've been mirroring, and all of a sudden somebody says right. Now I have to stop. My body will stop. I have to connect that cue to what I need to accomplish, and then I move. There's always a little bit of delay in the beginning, so it's really important to start to incorporate this into your training, because you want to take that delay and you want to shrink it down. Now you see right or left, and you hear right or left, and you're ready to move. Okay? So those are a couple of the drills that we might put into place here to start to train our change of direction. And this is just a lateral movement. When you get really good and really comfortable, now what I'll do with some of my field sport athletes is I'll widen the playing field. So instead of these being, maybe 10 feet apart, I'll make them 30 feet apart. I'll make them 15 yards apart, right? And now the athletes will sprint, stop, and they'll move between the cones. And now it's much quicker. It's a little bit more conditioning oriented, and they're still changing direction a lot. So just to recap, a couple of the drills you can do: start with static holds, then get used to just pushing and feeling what those leverage points feel like. Then you can start your wedge steps where you're planting in and turning out. Typical wedge steps, feeling the leverage points, understanding that even if I stop, I'm in that same body position. And then you bring out the cones, bring a partner in, you chase the partner around, or the partner is giving you visual cues or verbal cues that you have to react to. Okay? Again, my name is Mike Seltzer. I'm the head strength and conditioning coach at Bates College. Here with Figure It Out Baseball. This was video number 2 in our Change of Direction series.